Tonight, social media provocateur and ex-kickboxer Andrewtate facing legal trouble in Romania. The former reality TV star, along with his brother Tristan and 2 others, were apprehended Thursday in Bucharest on suspicion of organized crime group.
What up, YouTube? It's your girl, Shanell, and I'm back with another reaction video. And I'm just reacting to this news that the boy Andrewtate is all caught up in some mess. Now, I'm hearing mixed, I'm getting mixed news from everywhere. Like, some vlogs is saying it's all cap. Some vlogs is saying he's innocent, which I don't know how they would know that. Like, he ain't even get, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing happened yet for y'all to be talking about that man is innocent. But you're innocent until proven guilty. So we're about to get into this clip. Shout out to NBC News. Let's get to the bottom of this. Like, what is really going on? I'm not really a huge fan of Andrewtate, but you guys are, which is why we're here. I'm guessing because you clicked the title, you read the page. Hit that subscribe. Let's get back into this clip. Shout out to NBC News.
According to Reuters, prosecutors say they found evidence that 6 women were abused, adding that
now, I'm not going to lie, it has been all over the, Twitter, Instagram, even on, certain vlog sites. They're saying that it was 2 women. So now they're saying that they have evidence. They have evidence of 6. 6 is a very large number. So let's get back into this clip and let's just see what's going on, man. I hope that this ain't true and this is just all cap. Because, boy be saying that he out of the Matrix and whatnot. So maybe the Matrix is trying to get him. I don't know.
the suspects were exploiting them and forcing them to make. A lawyer representing the brothers confirmed the arrests and that a Romanian court agreed to keep Tate detained for 30 days.
All right, now you see they said 30 days. A lot of people saying that, oh, he free because he on Twitter. Like, you could run your Twitter account in jail, bro. Like, people act like you can't make phone calls and tell people what to tweet. So, yeah, he's still in jail. It looks like they going to be holding him for about 30 days. So, well, this is in Romania, so I don't know if they call it jail. I don't know what the hell they called it, but he's being detained for 30 days, all right? He's not free right now, guys. Don't let the tweets fool you. He's in that bitch for about 30 days. That is a long time, especially when you're not necessarily charged, in my opinion.
Adding that he felt they were, quote, no grounds for taking the most drastic measures. The brothers had been under investigation since April, according to prosecutors. Tate, a former contestant on Big Brother.
See that? Under investigation since April. Bro, it's December. Like, that's wild months. Now, we know investigations do take mad long, but the problem is, yo, when you become lit, son, yo, they be hating. I'm telling you, son. Because why we ain't never heard about this until now? Like, we heard about it, but it was never this big, this drastic. It's like the moment he start talking about that Matrix-ish, it's like a whole bunch of stuff is just coming out. I don't know. I just feel like if it was an investigation since April, then we should have been hearing about it every month. Comment below if I'm wrong.
Every single thing is going to change. Everyone who is friends now will not be friends 10 minutes after I arrive.
A self-described success coach,
welcome to the real world,
has amassed a massive social media audience, known for his misogynistic remarks and controversial opinions.
Misogynistic remarks. You see, they're kind of already like putting you on to what they feel. Because for you to just put that label on him, it's like you gotta let people decide if that's what they feel he on or not. Don't just throw that word out there. You gotta be careful with that. Now, I am gonna show you guys a few clips that I had found as to why people hate this man. Because a lot of people seem to, he got love, but a lot of people seem to really dislike him before this even came about. So I'm definitely gonna get into that after this clip. So let NBC finish. Hit that subscribe button. Let's go.
Opinions on masculinity. For example, this interview.
You think women are as smart as men?
Well, it's been proven that the smartest people in the world are men. Men are more likely to be on the extremes. So the most stupid people on the planet are men, and the most intelligent people on the planet are men.
You see, they didn't even have to label him that. They could have just played this clip, and I would have made my own opinion. And I'm making it because what? That was, I ain't gonna call him misogynistic off that right there, but that was definitely sexist. How the hell are you gonna say that? Where is the facts for him to say that? Like, what? You just gonna say men are just smarter than women? That's crazy. I might be a little biased because I'm a female, but y'all drop a comment and tell me what you think about that. But I totally disagree. I feel like that's not even proven. Like, you can't prove who's smarter than who. Like, how do you prove that? That's crazy. This dude is bugging. Yo, he wilding. Let's get back into that clip.
So this has all been proven.
By who?
Read the study.
What study, bro?
Google it.
His remarks clearly often provoking indignation, and they've gotten him banned from most major social media platforms. But Elon Musk recently reinstated his Twitter account.
And Elon is truly a hero of free speech. And
His re-establishment resulting in millions more followers. He ended up taunting environmentalist Greta Thunberg while bragging about his car collection. She responded, telling him to get a life, and he fired.
Bragging about his car collection. You see, bragging never gets us nowhere. But you see, I want to ask y'all, what's the difference between bragging and just, I guess, like, just being confident enough to just, I don't know. What's the difference between bragging and motivating? Because sometimes it could come off as motivation, too. Drop that comment, though.
Back with this video.
Please bring me pizza and make sure that these boxes are not recycled.
Tate tweeted a video showing he was in Romania just days ago, but it's unclear how authorities tracked him down. In July, Tate denied accusations he was misogynistic or involved in human trafficking in an email to NBC News.
See? You see why I told you how I trust NBC News? They just said that Tate denied all those allegations in the email to NBC News. Like, see? Yo, you got to make sure that when you listening to these YouTubers that they get in their facts right. That's why I like to quote the news. You know what I'm saying? The news going to make sure they together before the vloggers, man. This is facts. Let's get back into it, though.
But after a raiding of his property in an upscale neighborhood by Romanian police, he's facing a far more serious legal battle. Ali Arouzi, NBC News.
Shout out to NBC News. We kind of have an idea of what's going on. We're caught up. They gave us way more information than Twitter would, right? Now, there's this story that's going crazy on Twitter about this girl from Miami who was being held against her will, allegedly, by the Tate brothers, which is Andrewtate and his brother. I'm about to get into this clip where the two brothers are explaining that specific story. So hit that subscribe. Let's go.
Me and you run an international kidnapping and human trafficking ring. This is a good one because I love this because everyone who dislikes us and hates us instantly jumps to
They're sex traffickers!
Yeah. But the actual story, I wish it was something cooler. It's so fucking lame that I'm going to tell you all right now. A girl had been at a party at my house and her boyfriend saw her Instagram stories, said, "Oh my God, you're at the Tate brothers' house in Romania." This was some American chick. And she went, no, I didn't want to come to this party. They made me come here and I'm not allowed to leave. She said that to her boyfriend. That's some bullshit excuse. So her boyfriend is obviously one of these believe all females. Oh my God.
She was, 1 second. She wasn't even hot.
She wasn't even hot.
Ugly.
He calls the fucking police and says, "My girlfriend's being held against her will by the Tate brothers." The police call the American embassy. And the next day, the police come to our house. Fully loaded, the American embassy send the cops to our house. Now, they take us to the police station. So all the pictures of me and Andrew being taken away by the police, those are real photos. And what happens is they search our house. They find no drugs. They find no women. They find no people. They find nobody. It's a big, luxurious, amazing, badass fucking house, but there's nothing illegal in the house. So we're sitting there at the police station. The prosecutor says, "Yes, we searched your house." I'm like, "All right, good. What'd you find?" "Well, nothing. But the report said that you were holding people hostage." I said, "Bro, there was no one at my house." He goes, "Yes, I know. We checked the CCTV." I said, "Oh, what did you find?" "The girl who made the complaints was outside the gates taking pizza delivery and coming back inside." Ha ha ha. So I'm sitting there laughing. The police are laughing. The prosecutor's laughing. And then I went home.
So that was that clip. Y'all comment below and let me know your thoughts and opinions on that. Do you feel like that story in particular was capped? Do you feel like they gave a good explanation because she was on camera bringing pizza back in, that she wasn't held against her will? I mean, shit, maybe that shit. I don't know, man. I have an open mind. I look at it from both sides. She could have been with it in the beginning, then maybe changed her mind later on, said, "I want to go home." Who knows? We'll find out, I guess. And the fact that he has to be detained for 30 days to me I think is just absurd. And I don't even use words like that, gang. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you, but 30 days is wild. Like, you don't even know if I did this or not, man. That's crazy. And a lot of people dislike this man, so who knows if the reason why this is happening to him is because he's disliked. He has a very different opinion, and the reason why I say different is because half the shit he say, the majority don't agree with. I'm gonna play some clips right now.
That the woman becomes the men.
I think she takes his last name.
I mean, let's watch the clip that you said about this,
sure,
so that we can get it in context.
So I think my sister is her husband's property. Yes. When a bride is walking down the aisle to marry the groom, the father walks next to her and gives her away. True or false?
That, absolutely.
But I've been married twice, as it turns out, and on both occasions, I didn't believe that the woman was being handed to me as chattel, as property.
Property is wild. Completely disagree. That is absolutely 110% not true. And I don't even follow traditions and religions and all that other. I make my own way. I got my own way with God, but that is just 100%. What? This man is just wilding. Y'all comment what y'all think about that. I'm about to get into the rest of this.
Perhaps the way the reason I'm asked that question repeatedly, and I'm asked in a loaded way.
So would you rephrase what you said there?
Now, that's an interesting point about phrasing. The way I would say things before I was famous, I have to take personal responsibility and accept that if I make a video that 500 people see and 1% of them misunderstand it, that's not a problem. If I make a video that 5 million people see and 1% of them understand.
So specifically on that point, I think my sister is her husband's property.
She took his last name. She married him. She wanted to join his family. She has said it herself.
Right. So she's
still a sovereign individual. She's absolutely not a sovereign individual.
Property means that the husband owns your sister.
Listen, my friend, if we want to argue about this, you need to go back to the Bible, to the Quran. You need to argue with religious.
No, I'm not talking about anything in the Bible or Quran.
But that's what it says.
No, I'm asking you what you think.
I think that if a woman marries a man and she decides to take his last name, that they have different roles and responsibilities within that marriage, and I believe that.
That's not the question.
I believe the father. I am. The father hands her.
Don't behave like a politician.
The father hands her to the man.
Right, but don't be a politician, because I think you're a straight talker, right? You keep telling me you're a straight talker. I think my sister is her husband's property. Do you regret saying it like that?
I understand that with my newfound fame, perhaps it could be phrased differently. However, I still believe that a woman is given to the man in marriage. That's what I believe.
Yeah, but not as property.
No, the property is the word that other people use when they ask me the question.
But as an equal partner in a loving union. That's what marriage actually means. It doesn't mean that when you get married, the woman is given to you as a bit of chattel.
Agreed.
So why say it?
But that's the way that people ask me the question. People say to me, they ask the
question.
Hang on,
you can't blame people for asking you questions. Surely, if you want to be accountable for what you've said, you've got to own your responses, not blame the question.
I own the response.
It's like me asking you a question now and you say something and then say, well, actually, I blame you for asking.
I understand, Piers. Piers, I understand. I believe the woman is given to the man. I believe she's given away by the father. I believe she belongs to the man.
So fundamentally, you do believe that a woman becomes a man's property at marriage.
I believe she belongs to the man in marriage, correct.
Right. Oh, you see, that to me is misogyny.
And you're entitled to your opinion.
Right. But do you not understand why people think it is misogyny?
I understand why some people can be very offended by what I say. What they do is they take a point like that and they ignore all the other points I make the other way around.
Yeah, but that's why I've repeatedly asked you about that line to see if you've changed your position. But the reality is you haven't.
It's not about changing positions. I'm a full-grown adult and I stick by the things I say and I'm responsible for them.
Which, by the way, is fine.
Absolutely.
But what you did say at the start of this little exchange, you said, I wouldn't maybe say things the same way now that I did before I was famous. And yet, actually, you've doubled down and said exactly the same thing.
On certain points.
So that is what you believe. That's my point.
Yes.
I'm trying to work out, look, I don't know you. We've just met, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to work out who Andrew Tate is and what you actually believe. I don't want to twist anything at all.
Then let me make it very, very clear to the camera. I believe a woman is given to the man in marriage. I believe that. I also believe a man has a duty to protect and provide for her. I believe a man should lay down his life if something happens or his wife's life is threatened. I believe that women and children first are on the lifeboats.
But
I believe that men.
But a man doesn't own a woman.
It's not. No. It's
unless they literally buy them as a slave.
Well, obviously, we're not talking about that. We're talking about religious, biblical marriage. We're talking about something else.
Yeah, but I'm a Christian. I don't believe that I own my wife.
Do you believe your wife was given away to you when she took your last name?
I believe that there is a process where a father traditionally walks his daughter down the aisle and hands his daughter to this man, and they stand there and become a union of two loving people in a partnership. No, there's no ownership involved.
I didn't say ownership.
He's not selling her. The father of the bride isn't selling his daughter.
No, absolutely.
That's what property means.
She becomes a member of your family.
Is it?
I think we're arguing over semantics.
We're not, though, because fundamentally, I don't believe a man owns a woman. You do.
Well, I don't think a man owns any sovereign individual. I don't think we live in the world of slavery. I don't own any men or any woman.
Right.
Nobody owns
But when
anybody.
you use phrases like property, that's what you imply.
I understand.
And so my point again is, you're a smart guy, right?
Correct,
There's no denying that. You're smart, you're a good talker. I've seen a lot of the stuff. But what I don't think you quite fully understand.
No, I understand very well,
when
Piers.
young, impressionable people
I understand
who
that
are
very
not
well.
as smart see things like, I think my sister is her husband's property, yes, and you've just reaffirmed that belief. They think that they have the right to own women.
I understand that very well, Piers.
That's why people think you're a misogynist.
Completely. I understand all of this very well, which is why when you're saying I was backtracking, I'm not.
Do you have any regret, though, over the way you phrase this stuff?
Well, this is the point I was trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is when I was not nearly as famous and I was making long format content, I was not sitting there anticipating I'd become the most Googled man on the planet and that a few seconds could be taken out of context. That was not my anticipation.
No, but it's still what you believed. It's what you believe now. So what's the difference?
Yo, shout out to Morgan, because he definitely won this debate, because he made him look like, it was like a tongue twister thing going on. He kind of was doubling down on a few things that he said. And I agree with Morgan, because women definitely not property, wife, absolutely not what that means. And when you got a huge following, you got to watch what you say. That is crazy. But yeah, let's get back into it.
You're asking me, you're saying that young people who are impressionable.
If you said to me, look, Piers, honestly, I've had time to think about this, and I wish I hadn't said it, I don't believe that. That's one thing. Actually, you've said the opposite. You said, actually, that's what I think, yeah.
I think that when
it doesn't really matter whether you recorded it when you're famous or not famous. It's what you actually believe, right?
I believe that a man has a duty to protect and provide for a woman. I believe that a woman's father gives her away to the man. That's what I believe, and that's in my marriage. That's the circumstance I'm going to live under. If people want to live in a different scenario, that's completely theirs. Their prerogative.
So there you have it, YouTube. That's pretty much the breakdown of the case and what's pretty much going on for the most part. It's like I always say, man, it's a loss for everybody in the situation, and I hope that they get to the bottom of this. Drop a comment, let me know your thoughts. Hope your mental feeling better after watching this. Hope I ain't destroy your mental with all this. It was a lot to take in. And the clip that's playing right now, shout out to the New York Post. I got this information from them. So yeah.